Nietzsche's essay, Richard Wagner in Bayreuth, appeared in 1876, and his next publication was his preface. So this is the introduction. Let's skip the introduction and get right into it. Preface. Who wrote the preface now? I think Nietzsche wrote the preface. I have been told frequently and always with great surprise that there is something common and distinctive in all my writings, from the birth of tragedy to the latest published prelude to a philosophy of the future. They all contain, I have been told, snares and nets for unwary birds, and an almost perpetual unconscious demand for the inversion of customary valuations and value customs. What? Everything only? Human ought to human. People lay down my writings with a sigh, not without a certain dread and distrust of morality itself. Indeed, almost tempted and encouraged to become advocates of the worst things as being perhaps only the best. What's he talking about? Okay, let's read it one more time. I have been told frequently and always with great surprise that there is something common and distinctive in all my writings, from the birth of tragedy to the latest published prelude to a philosophy of the future. They all contain. Now, what is this prelude to a philosophy of the future? Is this genealogy of morals? Let's see. You're referring to the subtitle Nietzsche's Beyond Good and Evil, which is formerly titled Beyond Good and Evil, Prelude to a Philosophy of the Future. If you're looking for context, meaning, or an explanation of that subtitle, here's a clear and engaging breakdown grounded in the search you triggered. What Prelude to a Philosophy of the Future means? Okay, Nietzsche published Beyond Good and Evil in 1886, and the full German title is Johnson Blah Vor Philosopher, don't know German. Literally, Prelude to Philosophy of the Future. Okay, so recap 1886, so traditional. Okay, so referring to Beyond Good and Evil. They all contain, I have been told, snares, gnats for unwary birds, and almost perpetual unconscious demand. Double advocate, but equally also to speak theologically as enemy and preacher of God. And he who realizes something of consequences involved, well, he rambles a great deal. We're not going to read, we only have 10 minutes. He talks about a free spirit. One may suppose that a free spirit in which the type free spirit is to become fully mature and sweet has had its decisive event in a great emancipation, and that it was all the more fettered previously and apparently bound forever to its corner and pillar. What is it that binds most strongly? What cords are almost unrendable? In men of a lofty and select type, it will be their duties, the reverence to which is suitable to youth. What's he talking about? Morbid self. He writes too much, to be honest. Okay, this is a prelude. When was the prelude written? Spring of 1886. Okay, now when was this book written? So we have an allusion to the medieval Latin distich. Latin distich, what does distich mean? A distich is a two-line poem, usually in elegant couplets, Since you didn't include the actual Latin line, okay, so two-line poem. So we go back to the Latin phrase, "O si ta socios felicifus massos MJK." What does it mean? Here's the meaning. Nice and clean. Oh, if you keep, oh, if you had kept silence, you would have remained a philosopher. JMK. Initials refer to Johann Michael Kruger, an 18th century German scholar who popularized this Latin epigram. It's often misattributed to Boethius, but modern scholarship points to Kruger. Okay. If you had kept silent, you would have remained a philosopher. Sharp witty rebuke. So, okay. Moving on. Human all too human. First division. First and last things. Chemistry of ideas and sensations. Philosophical problems adopt in almost all matters the same form of question as they did 2,000 years ago. My apology about the words being cut off. This is a work in progress. How can anything spring from its opposite? For instance, reason out of unreason, the sentient out of the dead, logic out of unlogic, disinterested contemplation out of covetous willing, life for others out of egoism, truth out of error. Metaphysical philosophy has helped itself over those difficulties hitherto by denying the origin of one thing in another and assuming a miraculous origin for more highly valued things. Immediately out of the kernel and essence of the thing in itself, historical philosophy, on the contrary, which is no longer to be thought of as separate from physical science, the youngest of all philosophical methods, has ascertained in single cases, and presumably this will happen in every. Wait a minute, let's experiment with a voice changer.
Well, let's try different pins. Mutation. Okay.
Inherited faults of
Philosophers, all philosophers, have the common fault
that they start
from man in his present state
and
hope
hope
to attain their end
by an
analysis of him.
unconsciously
They look upon man as an systema veritas, a
as a
thing unchangeable in all
commotion
as a sure standard of things. But everything that the philosopher says
about man.
Wait, that's my face.
Let's stop.